Hi folks, welcome to this video, which is a bit of bonus content on Act 1, Scene 2, and here we're going to look at the motif of clothing in Macbeth. So where do we see it in this scene? Well, Macbeth unseamed MacDonald from the nave to the chops. So when Macbeth faces his adversary in battle, he sticks his sword into MacDonald's navel or his belly button, pulls it all the way up his body, up to his mouth, and he basically disembowels his opponent. Now, this particular image reflects the ease and the brute force, the violence of slitting MacDonald open. Imagine you got a bit of clothing and just really violently tore it down the seam. The thread would snap, the stitches would pop, and you would have two bits of material. So kind of MacDonald is brutally ripped open by Macbeth. And we see this motif of clothing all the way through the play, whether you're putting on clothes or whether the clothes don't fit or whether you're taking off clothes in the sense of removing someone's identity. So a few examples then of where we see this motif. Well, we see it in the next scene, in Act 1, Scene 3. And at this point, Macbeth gets the message that the Thane of Cawdor, and the title of the Thane of Cawdor is being given to him. And he seems really confused by this. And he says the Thane of Cawdor lives. Well, at this point in the play, he doesn't seem to know that Duncan has ordered the execution of the traitorous Thane of Cawdor. And he says, the Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes? Like, why are you giving me someone else's clothes to wear? And here it's almost as if Macbeth is talking about clothes as in putting on the identity of someone else, or clothes that are associated with a particular position or role in society that you would put on. A little bit like a king would put on a crown and the kind of gown that a king would wear. Then we see again in Act 1, Scene 7, Macbeth is saying to Lady Macbeth that he doesn't want to kill Duncan. He doesn't want to go through with the murder. And he says, Duncan hath honoured me of late. Duncan respects him. He's given him rewards. He's given him the title of the Thane of Cawdor. And he says, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people. He's been respected from everybody, people in the army, Duncan, all the other kind of courtiers, all the other noblemen. He doesn't want to ruin this kind of good thing that he's got going. And he says that these kind of good opinions would be worn in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon. So here we get the idea that Macbeth is wearing clothes that fit him, an identity that fits him. He is respected, he is honoured, and he's earned that respect and honour as well. And he doesn't want to cast aside those clothes so quickly in order to take on the mantle, the crown of Scotland. Then at the end of the play, in Act 5, Scene 2, Angus says that Macbeth feels his title hang loose upon him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief. At this point in the play then, it seems that Macbeth has had the clothes of the Thane of Cawdor, he's had that identity, he's cast that aside, and he's taken the clothes or the robes or the mantle, the crown of the King of Scotland, and it doesn't fit him. So like a giant's robe, it's far too big for him. Macbeth is too small, too insignificant a person to be able to wear the clothes of a king. So we go from Macbeth violently taking someone's identity at the start of the play, which we see when he unseams MacDonald, and then we go to him taking on the clothes of the Thane of Cawdor, which do seem to fit him, and then he violently takes the clothes of the King of Scotland, which don't really seem to fit him. So overall, what does clothing symbolise in the play? Well, it represents the title or the position one holds in society. And you should wear clothes that fit, in the sense that you should wear the title, you should wear the position that fits you in society. You shouldn't take someone else's clothing and wear that instead. So the question, I suppose, in the play is, do the clothes fit? A little bit like the phrase, does if the hat fits. Do the clothes fit the character who is wearing them? And ultimately, for Macbeth, the clothes don't fit, the crown doesn't fit, the mantle of the king doesn't fit him. And because of that, he is killed at the end of the play. Okay, thanks very much. Check out the next video, which will be on Act 1, Scene 3.